So viewers, you are watching the Western Relays live at GC Foster College. Matthew Tapa alongside Mr. Nugent and of course Hubert Lawrence. We're moments away from the start of the sprint medley for high schools. The lineup reads Bustamante High School in lane 2, St. Elizabeth Technical in 3, Vere Technical in 4, Edwin Allen in 5 and Homewood Technical in 6.
This I think one of the events that tend to be a little bit interesting as we get closer to champs. For the fact that your sprint medley is usually persons who can't necessarily make the individual events. However, we have seen that changed in the last few years where teams chasing points may just put a stronger runner in the medley and maybe give up a couple of points in the individual events and go for the big points in the medley events.
Set.
So 400 meters to run in this, the first leg of the sprint medley. It's 400 meters, 200 meters, 200 meters, and then 800 meters.
Steps in 3, Vere Technical in 4, Edwin Allen in 5, and Homewood Technical goes in lane 6. So it's Homewood Technical
moving
leading
best of
the
all
field
on the
at the
back
moment.
stretch.
This
On the
event
inside running well
sponsored by
is St.
JCK
Elizabeth Technical as well. Those two are top two based on the
They
stagger.
have been streaming live all day.
Homewood has a comfortable lead now
Relays, the 43rd safety,
with 120 meters to run.
2022. It's Homewood Technical with the lead.
The girls
in
sprint
the sprint
medley,
medley.
first leg.
1600 sprint medley for girls. Homewood.
And Homewood turns
This
home.
is an open event.
60 meters now before the first changeover.
In
Homewood with a
second,
comfortable
it looks to be
lead
Edwin Allen
ahead of Edwin Allen,
pulling
St.
away
Elizabeth
from
Technical
steps.
and Vere Tech.
But
A
Homewood
lot can still
Technical
happen.
with the lead.
We have a whole
Their
800 meter
change
leg to
made
run.
good. They have the birthday
But
girl,
Homewood
Brittany
leads now.
Bailey.
So the birthday girl,
Brittany
Brittany
Bailey.
Bailey and Homewood Technical leading
And
out the
inside
moment.
running well
Down second,
now
seems to be
is St.
set.
Elizabeth
Edwin Allen
Technical as
for
well.
third.
Edwin Allen on the outside moving fast too.
Their technical fourth at the moment. So
Vere
it
Technical in
is
fourth.
a 400 to start,
That is your
200,
top four.
and then they run the
Homewood,
800 like to close.
Edwin
Homewood
Stets.
Technical leading at the moment. Edwin Allen gone second.
That's the first 200 meter leg now
The
concludes.
changeover made now.
Homewood still leads. Oh, missed up for
Edwin
St.
Allen
Elizabeth
goes in chase of
Technical.
a Homewood Technical.
And they have to stop.
So it's Homewood and
So Homewood and
Allen.
Edwin
Look
and
to
Edwin up.
Edwin Allen as she
Very
turns up the
fast
track.
move
She gets past Homewood
for the
Technical.
third leg.
The final
Swinging around
change to be made.
Homewood.
800 meter
And
leg.
Edwin
It's
takes
Edwin
command.
Allen, Homewood, Vere.
A
The
very,
final
very fast
change,
third leg
Edwin
for Edwin
Allen.
Allen.
Their change made good.
And
So
now
that
time
was
for the
Serena
800 meter
Cole.
leg. So that was Serena Cole.
On the third leg for Edwin
Saw her earlier
Allen.
today in the 4x1. Very built. Running a very solid 200 meter leg for Edwin.
Between themselves and Homewood, who lies second. 800
Unfortunately,
meters to
very
run,
technical.
or make that 700 now. With on the back stretch, Edwin Allen leading.
Was unable
From
to
Homewood
finish.
Technical in second spot, just about some 15 or 20 meters between the athletes in front and the athlete gone second.
Double
Edwin Allen
duty
leading in
for
that
the
blue.
Edwin
Homewood
Allen big
Technical
team,
front
Serena
to back.
Cole on that
We have a
second
strong
200
Vere
meters
Technical
leg.
gone third.
But the crucial 800 meter leg now happening with Edwin Allen with about a 5 meter lead ahead of Homewood.
Looks like Homewood counter. Serena Cole third leg. Brilliant 200 meters. Looks like Homewood counter with Jodian Mitchell from a class 3 champion has gone 2:13.7 for 800 this season. She's in the lead now.
Definitely a big trump card there for Homewood. Jodian Mitchell, a class athlete. She now out in front of the Edwin Allen athlete, switching a 5 meter lead, a 5 meter deficit into a 5 meter lead. Just as the announcer said, biding her time, the Edwin Allen athlete. But Jodian Mitchell, for me, seems as if she's smooth and comfortable on the ankle leg.
Look like Mitchell, it's like Rose, and she's a former class 2 medalist. Edwin Allen, great at 800 meters, but now we're seeing the switch in the balance. Edwin Allen, 4x8 in charge the last few seasons, great at 4x4 today. And maybe now Homewood becoming back where they were before at 800 meters and commanding this leg so far.
It's going to be a bang up finish here, Hubert Lawrence. Both athletes seemed comfortable through the first 600 meters. Now it's getting a little bit more exciting as both athletes start to kick with 100 meters to go. Edwin Allen now opening up the lead. 5 meters, 6 meters, 7 meters, 10 meters now. Edwin Allen pulling away, coming through to the line now. Flash time 4 minutes 04.14, waiting on the official time. Edwin Allen still managing to come out victorious. Final time is 4 minutes 04.59 for Edwin Allen. They've won everything here. Every single thing. Class 4, 4x100. Class 3.
And the anchor leg, 217 flat. Controlled anchor leg, fought off Homewood and secured the win. 404.59. That's the time that would medal at championships.
It will, certainly. Excellent time from Edwin Allen. They really coming out to make a statement here today. As I said, all the 4x1s, class 4, class 3, class 2, class 1, season leading time in class 1, came back won the 4x4s. Now the sprint medley, they look supreme. That's Edwin Allen. Coach said they're a little bit behind, started training in October. It doesn't look like it on track. They look very sharp.
4 minutes 43.3.
If they're able to win the 4x8, they'll have won everything today.
Yeah.
So
Homewood
we'll have
a fine 4x8 squad this year, and that will be difficult. But these are the defending champions. Not impossible for them. And I think the 4x8 girls know that the rest of their team has delivered big time all day long, so the pressure's on.
Pressure is certainly on, Hubert. You want to sweep. When you get into a position like this, you want to sweep. And if you don't sweep, you feel a little bit disappointed when you have done everything right. Even if you come in as the underdogs, you still feel disappointed if you don't sweep after you've done so well. 6 of 7 so far, all going to Edwin Allen. You want to sweep. I'm sure Michael Dyke is in his little corner right now, manipulating, thinking, how can I sweep?
Please practice the protocol.
And interestingly enough, the only 2 teams entered for the 4x8 are Edwin Allen and Homewood.
That's going to be the battle.
We wish you a successful.
That is definitely going to be the battle. Looking forward first to the boys competition, sprint medley, as the blocks are back out.
Note where the hand wash stations are.
400 meters leg.
We hope to have a great day.
Mentioned earlier, Matthew, the manipulation of athletes at champs. I just want to point out for the sprint medley at champs, if you compete in any other event, can't compete in the sprint medley. It's a sprint medley or nothing. So a lot of teams in the last few years have been doing that, manipulating their athlete that may be able to get you 2 or 3 points in the 800, might be able to get you 10 points or 8 points in the medley event. So a lot of coaches have been manipulating that and putting their stronger 800 meter runners in the medley.
That's right, difficult. No runner in a flat event can run the medley. Sometimes you get heptathletes or triple jumpers running the medley, but it's a balance point you have to find. The relay is 12 points at championships. Individual event is 9 points. You want those points down the back end of the championships on traditional champs Saturday evening, so it's an important event. And the teams that are strong at 4x800 meters typically in the school will have one other strong 800 boy or girl in the back, to use a Jamaican term, in reserve, that you can deploy to the medley. And if you have a decent enough team, 10 meters for someone really good is not far.
And that's why it's so important, these events, so you can identify the persons who are going to put in the work for your sprint medley team. Close championships. Those relay events become even more crucial. And sprint medley, 12 points. Can't afford to give those up.
So the next event on track will be the boys sprint medley. Again, it's an open event. Four teams registered to compete: Mushet, Bustamante, Kingston College, and Vertec. Athletes are yet to be marshaled, though.
That event scheduled for 4:40. Just about 16 minutes away. So we may be a little bit ahead of time. Meet has been running ahead of time. Can confirm that. Can also confirm one thing, one other thing, Matthew. Was just about at the locker room, so to speak, at the GC Foster College. Had to take care of some business, and as we predicted, the bragging rights have started. Can't say on air exactly what was being said, but it is fun times whenever the college boys win. Senior men don't like it as much, but it is fun time. And to be honest, there are times when the program for the college athletes are a little bit ahead of the senior athletes. College athletes have to think about stuff such as pens and the
intercollegiate championship.
Intercollegiate, that's where I was going. And senior athletes only have to think about July for national championships. You have to be ready for national championships and then world championships after. So the program for the senior guys may be a little bit behind where the college guys are, and they took opportunity. They took advantage of the opportunity today to earn those bragging rights.
Help to make Western relays possible.
It's not going to be too friendly on the dawn tonight, but as we see the Kingston College team come out, I think that's one of the, no, is it? I was thinking that was one of the twins.
University of Nebraska track team, world-class athletics, Byron Lewis, Dalkeith Hannah, Dr. Patrick.
Is that one of the Henry twins, Matthew? Can't see from my angle here.
Thank you, JCK Consulting Group. Thank you, Track Alert.
But Kingston College, they have done well as well. Lost the open 4x4 event. Had a mishap in class 4, but they have done well. Class 2, class 3, class 1, 4x100 meters event. So let's see what happens. Interesting, you read a result as well for the 800 meters class 3. A Kenyan at Kingston College, 2:02. That's a big run for class 3. So interesting. Okay, just want to mention, we're just being told, we've been mentioning the time between events. We've been told why that time is. Meet director just informing us that the time between races is increased, so to facilitate sanitization efforts. So we have a little bit of break between each races, so we can have sanitization being done. Still in the midst of a pandemic, COVID is still about. So this adds to the meet, this adds to the logistics, as I said. So it's not just about having less schools or less competitors, less teams. You also have to factor in that additional effort to sanitize and to ensure that we have a safe meet.
Asking all the competitors for the 4x800 meter relay, kindly make your way to the call room. Competitors for the 4x800 meters, kindly make your way to the call room. Only 3 teams reported for the sprint medley for boys. Bustamante in lane 4, Kingston College lane 5, Very Technical lane 6.
So only 3 teams, we have heard, Only 3 teams showing up for the sprint medley. That's Kingston College, Bustamante, and Veer Technical. So in lane like here we go. Lane number 4 would be Bustamante. Kingston College is listed to be in lane number 5 with Veer Technical in lane number 6. Let's see if that is what's on track. Yes, it is. So in lane number 4, Bustamante. Lane number 5, Kingston College. And in lane number 6, Veer Technical. Mouchette, a no-show for this event. So only 3 teams showing up. Stand there, bro. Kingston College. They will want to close out the day strong. Sprint medley and the 4x800 meters, the final 2 events they'll take part in. Will definitely want to add to the win column here. Long hold.
We go now for the 1600 sprint medley open for boys. This event sponsored by Jake. That's it.
Very technical, taking it out hard on the opening 400 meters leg, going to 250. It's very technical doing the running. Kingston College in the mix as well, but just conserving energy. Very technical on the outside, not being able to see the athletes to his inside, taking it out hard for the first 300 meters. Comes into the home stretch now. That's very technical with the advantage. Kingston College tracking with Bustamante further back. Very technical now coming through for the first change. They have about a 7-meter advantage at the change. Very technical, the first 200 meters leg, opening up that lead on Kingston College. Kingston College looking to respond, not being able to do so far. Very technical, about 10 meters ahead. Very technical makes the second pass for the second 200 meters leg. Lost a little bit of ground on that exchange, and Kingston College made advantage of that, gaining some momentum on very technical. Kingston College trying to close the gap. Very technical though, still ahead. Very technical will hand over about 7 meters ahead. Kingston College now starting to track very technical. First 100 meters of 800 meters leg out of the way. Kingston College still tracking very technical. Bustamante further back, about 20 meters behind Kingston College. Very technical though, looking easy with about 250 meters gone in 800 meters leg. Kingston College athlete though trying to track him, trying to get close for a final kick. Bustamante, they are in third position. The gap opening up to about 30 meters, but Kingston College now starting to get closer and closer to very technical, not overdoing it. It's Kingston College is pouncing like a cheetah, waiting on his prey, smelling blood in the water. That's a Kingston College athlete, has now cut it down to 1 meter. No, makes his move, goes past very technical. Doesn't look as very technical will be able to respond. Kingston College now starting to open that lead. It's now up to 5 meters for Kingston College. Kingston College with about 150 meters to go. Kingston College opening that gap now to about 10 meters as Kingston College turning now into the straightaway. It's Kingston College still in the lead with about 15 meters. The gap now, Kingston College opening up that lead, going to about 20 meters now for Kingston College. I think they have that all wrapped up. Kingston College now coming through to the line. Time on the clock is 3 minutes 32.39. The flash time, very technical, coming through now for second position. And Bustamante, they're about 120 meters away from the finish line. We wait on their athlete to finish for the conclusion of this event. Bustamante about 80 meters now away from the line. We wait to see what the flash time is. But Kingston College, Matthew, they no add to the win column. That's win number 4, I think, for Kingston College. They've done the job. 800 meters to come. There is rumors of a big clash in the 800. So let's see what happens. But Kingston College in the sprint medley, they have done the job.
Yeah, impressive running there on the anchor leg for Kingston College. I always say the 800 meter leg is make it or break it for the sprint medley. 2 laps is a lot of time to be able to catch and perhaps pass your opponent. We saw Kingston College do just that. Impressive running early though. From very technical, and they'll have something to smile about, even though
I was very, very, very impressed with the athlete from Kingston College. Never panicked. That's a mistake that a lot of athletes tend to make at the sprint medley. They try to go too hard too early, and then they have issues in the final 300-400 meters. Kingston College athlete though did not fall prey to that. He tracked the very technical athlete, took his time, knew that it was 800 meters, didn't have to make all 10 meters up in that first 400, did the job, and then with about 300 meters to go, attacked, got past the very technical athlete, and the very technical athlete just did not have anything to respond once Kingston College made his move.
So just some results coming in from Camperdown. Brian Lavelle, the new season's best of 10.46 in the 100 meters.
Signs posted throughout the venue, reminding
Wow.
you to always
Wow.
to wear your mask
Wow.
and to practice good hand
Wow.
hygiene.
Brian
Please practice
Lavelle,
protocols at all times.
10.4. And we're February.
It is greatly
We're in February, folks.
We wish you a
10.4.
successful
I think Yohan Blake ran earlier today. 10.29 shows you how close Brian Lavelle is to the very elite of Jamaica's sprinting. Brian Lavelle is still 18 years old. He's still a junior, still eligible for the World Juniors later on this year. It's going to be interesting to see what he chooses, Hubert, because I think he can make the senior team, but a medal is there for him for the taking at the World Juniors.
Spoke to his coach Leo Powell, and Coach Powell told me that they weren't making a definite choice between the two. They were going to prepare themselves and take on the championships that they qualify for. So both senior and junior championships are still on the Brian Lavelle radar.
Question, Hubert, I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're okay.
Not far from my father's house.
Not far. I understand we can stay there and look at the track from there.
Yes.
Yes. Now I'll give you away a location, but there you go. So you're Brian Lavelle.
Yes.
Make it to the senior trials.
Yes.
You don't get top 3. You maybe get top 6. Make the relay team. You now have the opportunity, you're told, to choose making it to the World Championships as a relay alternate or to go to the World Junior Games.
You've got to go to the World Juniors.
That's
a chance to make your mark on the age group that you're in at the time. He is still with a lot of development to come. It would be great to be like Dexter Lee in 2011, go to the World Championships, run in the heats, Jira Levy run in the heats. And maybe or not, Dexter Lee, no more senior team appearances, but Jira Levy, plenty of senior team appearances in the future after 2011. But if I'm Brian Lavelle and his coach, and he makes both teams, but one is just a relay alternate, and there's a schedule clash, I don't think there is, but there's a schedule clash, I'd be going to the World Juniors.
Interesting.
So because I'm safe here, I can say what I think.
Here's the thing, no, Hubert. As I mentioned, made the finals, senior finals last year. Ran 10-2, 10-2, 10-3. Missed out on a relay spot. I think he's still a year or two away from being among the top three at the senior level. There's still guys who I think are just better than him right now.
He's got a fight in his hands at the juniors. Sandra Davidson is a junior, St. Catherine High, was on that silver medal 4x1 in Nairobi last year, and he is aiming high. He thinks he can be among the medals at the World Juniors this year. So it's interesting to have two youngsters back in school, both wear sky blue, and both have a chance, I think, to make the national junior team, and maybe one of them on the senior team as well. And we are going through an ongoing men's sprint transition. So a strong junior, Greg Prince and Jago, not a junior this year, but national junior champion last year, is in great shape. Hungry, injured first part of 2021, could only come to hand at 4x1, Jamaica, San Diego, a school record 39.75. So he and Davidson and Lavelle, if I were their coaches, if I were them, I'd be thinking there's an outside shot to make the national senior team.
Definitely is. As you said, Jamaica sprinting still in transition. We're still waiting on some of the youngsters to come through. Mentioned Wazim and Akeem Blake and Sasheen Dennis. There's a lot there.
Matheson's still out there at Florida State.
Tyreek Wilson still out
there.
The
Dream Team is out there. Taylor is definitely 400, but Michael Stevens and Russell are in good training camps, and there's every possibility that some of them could become top-class internationals. But
Matheson as well.
After you go through Bolt and Blake and Powell and Frater and Cameron Bailey Cole and Nesta Carter, you're going to have a drop-off. That's a dream.
Especially with a population that we have.
Any nation losing that caliber of sprinter all at the same time or happening at the same time. Blake is still sprinting, semis, and you have Oblique Seville. Fantastic young prospect, Olympic semis, mature in the 4x1.
47-1 today.
We've coached Glenn Mills, who understands sprints like no one else on the face of the planet. I mean, you have to think that he has a chance to mature into a 9.8, 9.7 sprinter.
This year?
Soon. This year is World Championships, so is next year. 2024 is the Olympic Games, and 25 is the World Champs again. So in that stretch, he and Matheson and Stevens and Wilson and DeJour Russell and Wazim Williams and Matheson, all of them together, just as in the golden era, could come together and become 9.8, 9.7 sprinters at the same time.
At the same time.
So
and that would be revolutionary.
You cannot cook a meal and eat it raw. You have to wait till it's cooked. So we're in the process where we're waiting until this new concoction of Jamaican sprinting is ready to roll. And when it starts to roll, it could be something dangerous.
Very dangerous. And I think thinking of also the JC boys led by Ford, Ryan Ford.
Former Ryan Robertson. Has been in some of the big meets at 60 meters.
Yeah.
Fantastic prospect when I saw him at Jamaica College as Ryan Robertson. And so we just have to wait for them to come. And I heard people talk about Lavelle, how it reminds them of a young Asafa Powell. Powerful, raw. That's how Greg Prince looks to me. Like a young Asafa Powell. Big, powerful, travels. I think those three boys still in school. Davidson, I'm adding to my three now. Lavelle, Prince,
Davidson.
and Davidson. Those three boys look for all the world like top-class prospects.
Yep.
And all three have something in common. A lot of tread left on the tire.
Yep.
So when you go to college, let's see if some of them do go college, if they go straight to the pros, to an expert sprint coach here or abroad. That coach has a lot of tread on the tire to exploit, to make them into top class runners at the next level. Fantastic. Yeah. But we just have to be patient.
And that's the problem with a lot of Jamaicans, Hubert. We're not very patient. We want it now, and if we don't get it now, there's a lot of complaining.
I saw 6.57 for Lamont Jacobs indoors. Olympic champion, 9.80. That's faster than Bolt ran in Rio, 9.81. Bolt didn't have to run fast on that day. Did the business, got it done. The number 3 100-meter win in a row. No one ever did that before. No one ever done it. May ever do it since. But it's 9.81.
So 2 teams for the
Jacobs is 9.80.
4x800
Coleman is back. He's a 9.74 man.
Edwin Allen
Look sharp at Milrose indoors. So you won't get past. Feel my dream has come true 3 times straight.
Yep.
So, I'm a netball fan. Hopefully it will come through in netball too. But what we do with champs, what we do with the GC Foster, we're at GC Foster now.
Right.
It's 42 years old this year. That's the first generation is Michael Dyke, Danny Hawthorne, Michael Clark, all of them in the first set of graduates from GC Foster, early graduates from GC Foster. Maurice Wilson is here now.
About to take the track.
Late Jimmy Grant coach here.
Meters.
Michael Clark coach here and taught lots of young coaches. And so we now have a brain trust that goes down to prep and primary. So when they get to Coach Wilson, Coach Francis, Coach Mills, they know the language. They understand what we're talking about with 4-leg extension and, core strength. They know what that means. Don't have it quite so much in other sports. Here's the 4x8s now.
Straight shootout this 4x800 between Homewood Technical and Edwin Allen. Final girl event. Edwin Allen has won everything so far.
Just 2 teams in the 4x800 meters. And
that's up.
In light blue, Edwin Allen on a roll, and Homewood on the results of this season. Homewood slightly stronger at 4x8 this season, and we will see if that carries all the way through the 4x800 meters.
Well, we'll see. This is the longest event that will be contested on track. Should take about 8 minutes. In 8 minutes or so, we'll
for the girls, 9.5 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And of course, the pen relays record 8:44 by Vertec with Ines Turner. So that's a powerful result. But the Homewood team, Samantha Price, looked so good a few weeks ago here, winning a double, 3,800. And
Homewood
have the lead.
Edwin Allen.
And start to push the pace on the second lap.
So Edwin Allen having some work to do. Homewood Technical leading. Still in
looks as if Homewood Technical has started to make her move after about 500 meters.
It's a role reversal. The last several seasons, outstanding 4x8 teams from Edwin Allen, and not so good at 4x4. They've run a season-leading 4x4 here, and their 4x8 team now 50 meters back from Homewood. They've had great 4x8 teams in the past as well, and that's Dave Anderson, the coach at Homewood, has Samantha Price in his team. She 2:14.7 here on this track 2 weeks ago, and now it's Homewood who powered on the straightaway at the end of the first leg. Homewood clear of
8:47.26. The change made.
So the change made.
2:10.6 for the first lap. And
Edwin Allen have some work to do.
Jodianne Mitchell thought she was on the medley, but here she is now on the second leg.
The record is sealed.
Hubert, this looks as if it's going to be a blowout for Homewood. They now have what I'd consider about a 30 meters lead over Edwin Allen, and she's opening up the gap. It's not maintaining, it's not getting smaller, she's opening up the gap. That's Jodianne Mitchell. She looks very, very strong.
She's in great shape this season. Spoke to Dave Anderson 2 weeks ago. She's training well, and a former champion knows what it's like to win. End of the third lap, first half of the second leg, and Mitchell has a 10, 20, maybe 30 meter lead over Edwin Allen, and she's cruising now down the straightaway in front of the fans.
Definitely looks as if she's cruising, getting ready to maybe attack again for the final 200 meters on her 800 meters leg.
Got a great start, 2:10.6 in the first leg, and I said the lead was 30 meters, but the lead is stretching. It's 35 meters, 40 meters or so.
Definitely stretching. Let's see if Jodianne Mitchell attacks again. With 200 meters to go. We'll watch for that.
The splits on the 4x8 resemble the flat races as well. So she's gone 2:13.7. So let's see if she gets near that on the split. No one near to her, so there's a danger that you start to cruise and give back space to the team chasing. But so far, Mitchell looks great.
Mitchell does look great. Edwin Allen looks to close the gap maybe by 5 meters or so. But I'm expecting Jodianne Mitchell to attack again in the final 100 meters.
She's cruising, Damian. Edwin Allen hustling, and the gap definitely closing. It's Homewood in the claret. Edwin Allen hustling, trying to catch up. The lead still 10, 15 meters, and it's Homewood with Mitchell ending the second leg, and she's gone through 2:13.9, so nearer 2:13.7 earlier this season at this location.
Yeah, look, you called it, Hubert. It looked as if her relay split would be pretty close to what her open time was, and that is exactly what happened. Edwin Allen still trying to respond, but that gap still about 20 meters, 15-20 meters. But there's hope as long as you're still going. But Homewood Technical looking supreme.
Looking very good. The lead beginning to stretch again. These ladies fresh after the baton change. Their predecessors tiring near the end, that's natural. But Homewood have a commanding lead over Edwin Allen. Now Kiara Grant, she's in the States on scholarship now, and comfortable cruising run by Homewood so far.
If you're Edwin Allen, Hubert, you have to make a move on this leg. You have to cut the gap on this leg. Can't rely on the anchor leg to make up all that ground.
They've got Jess McLean to anchor. She 11 minutes for 3,000 meters this season. Third at champs last year in class 1, and maybe they feel she can make the distance up. The lead.
Edwin Allen girls now starting to get a little bit boisterous as the gap is closing every step, Hubert.
It was 30 meters not that long ago. Now it's 3 meters. Homewood overtaken by Homewood, and Jess McLean steps onto the track for Edwin Allen, outgoing senior.
If you're Edwin Allen, do you keep on the gas or do you try?
She's got to keep on going. Here comes Homewood. Circles, goes past Edwin Allen on the top curve. A royal battle between two great schools in Jamaican high school track and field. Edwin Allen.
Oh my word, Edwin Allen coming back.
Come past Homewood. Homewood fades, and Edwin Allen comes back and takes the lead. Jess McLean will get the baton in front. It's Edwin Allen who get the baton to the outgoing senior, Jess McLean, on the anchor leg.
Oh my word, Hubert Lawrence. We thought this was over when it was about 40 meters, but Edwin Allen responding on the third leg as anticipated, taking the lead. Now they're about 5 meters ahead of Homewood Technical, who are trying to respond. We have about 650 meters to go in this leg. Let's see what happens.
Coach Michael Dyke has set this team up perfectly. He's giving the baton and anchor to his outgoing senior Jessica McLean. Medals from Class 3, medals in Class 2, medals in Class 1 last year. Here she is cruising on the first leg of the first lap.
She has to do the business on this leg. This is the event that we thought they were vulnerable at the 4x800 meters, Edwin Allen, but they still lead with about 450 meters to go. Jessica McLean has it all in hand to have the Edwin Allen girls sweep.
It's McLean of Edwin Allen. Homewood second. Homewood led all the way till halfway the third leg. And I get the sense, Damien, they're playing cat and mouse on the last lap.
Definitely playing cat and mouse on this last leg. Both athletes waiting on each other to make that final move with about 300 meters to go. But I think Jessica McLean looks strong. She looks as if she's ready to respond to any sort of move coming from Homewood.
Here comes Homewood. McLean in front from Edwin Allen. 250 to go. Huge battle on the anchor leg. Light blue Edwin Allen. Frankfield. Claret and Brown is the Christiana School Homewood. McLean kicks in a top gear. Medals last year at championships. Has run behind Rushing Dwyer all through the classes. Here she has the baton and the responsibility. A little dodgy move on the inside. And McLean hits the gas again. It's Edwin Allen over Homewood. A close race finishes with Jessica McLean finishing fast for Homewood.
That is the sweep.
Jess McLean 2:11.3 and Edwin Allen 8:48.57.
Definitely fantastic leg there by Jessica McLean. Athlete from Homewood tried to attack a couple of times, and every time she attacked, Jessica McLean stood up and got going. She responded to the surge from the Homewood athlete. Each time there was a surge and kept in front, and in the final 50 meters just kicked into final gear and took the race for Edwin Allen there. Sweep for Edwin Allen.
Both teams under 8 minutes 50, and a little moment at the end where there was some smart moves at the top of the straightaway.
Yep.
Edwin Allen trying to guard the position. Homewood trying to dip inside, but in the end, McLean, senior Edwin Allen, takes the bacon home for her school, Edwin Allen.
Got the job done. Coach Michael Dyke showing his worth. You think maybe you want to put your senior athlete on the opening leg, get a big lead, but no, he had her on that final leg. To do what she just did. Third leg runner as well. Did a fantastic job to bring Edwin Allen back in. That's a risk, Hubert. When
teams come for
you have
boys and 4x800 meters,
your strongest runners on third and fourth leg, you run the risk of being run out of it and never being able to get back. But Edwin Allen, they've done the job. Sweep, complete sweep here at Western Relays. We're talking about the girls class 4, 4x100, the girls class 3, 4x100. The girls class 2 4x100, girls class 1 4x100, girls 400 meters open, girls sprint medley, and finally the girls 4x800 meters, all being won by Edwin Allen. What a meet the girls from Frankfield are having, Matthew.
And this signals their intentions. They intend to win. I mean, a commanding performance by Edwin Allen. We all expected Homewood, their very strong team, to come out here and perhaps take this one away from Edwin, but they fought to the finish. An excellent leg by the athlete on the third leg by Edwin Allen. I was really impressed by that run. And the battle home is all you can ask for in track and field, really. It's what makes the sport exciting. So it was a good run, and we look forward now to the boys 4x800 meters. We have two giants here as well, in Jamaica College and Kingston College.
This is one of the races that I was told about earlier in the day that would be the crackerjack of the meet. And that's the boys 4x800 meters event where we have Jamaica College and Kingston College battling it out. I'm being told that this is going to be super fast. and expect big performances from both schools. So let's see how this one goes.
So is that still happening? I don't recall hearing of that one.
Don't recall it happening in recent times. So from basic school
Definitely haven't been
wow. Spring Factory
short of excitement though here at the GC Foster complex.
The 4x800 meters for boys.
Not big fields. Haven't had a lot of athletes, haven't had a lot of teams. As we mentioned earlier in the day, the number of teams definitely reduced, but the excitement, the quality, it's all been on display so far today. And we're going to close out, as I said, with one of the more anticipated events. The 4x800 meters event.
College in 3, Bustamante in 4, Kingston College
and
in 5.
The Henry twins are definitely there. I definitely do see them.
So the fastest class 1 boy in high school this year, Yohan Blake of Jamaica College. He'll be a part of this JC
Blake is
team.
there, yes.
He ran 1:51.24 earlier this year. Kingston College has Gianni Henry as the second fastest 800 meter, 1:51.96. Also this year, the third fastest is Handel Roban.
Roban is also there.
Of Jamaica College.
So this
He's
is the
there
big
as
team.
well.
The big teams.
So we have the number 1 and number 3 ranked in this
And
race.
away they go now. 3 teams are on track. Are we looking for the excitement in this one? Jamaica College is there. Kingston College is
JC,
there.
KC, Bustamante High.
So Kingston College, Jamaica College, Bustamante.
Kingston College
800 meters. This event sponsored by SDF.
being tracked by Jamaica College here. Jamaica College starting to just pull slightly ahead of Kingston College.
Candale Fru of JC leading off for the boys from 189 Old Hope Road, and he's got a lead over Kingston College, and it looks like Coach Johnson, Dwayne Johnson, not that one, but the coach of the JC Middle Distance Group, has put out a strong unit today. And Fru, medalist last year in Class 2, starts to crank it up at the end of the first lap.
59.4 on the clock for the first 400 meters. That is a decent first 400 from Fru as Kingston College now starts to respond. Let's see if Fru can respond with about 150 meters to go.
KC have a fine middle distance crew as well. Got their former Class 3 gold medalist on lead-off duty. And Fru sees a danger, tries to keep pace, but it's KC in the lead. I know Coach Pagan sometimes likes to set his team up to lead from the very front to take the race on from the beginning. It's Kingston College over JC, and a storming finish for Kingston College. JC suffering a bit down the stretch, and they come to the first exchange, and Yohan Blake gets the button eventually for JC, 156 flat, and looks like Gianni Henry for KC in the lead.
Fru looked a little bit short of work there for me, Hubert. Looked a little bit winded in the final 100. JC now a little bit behind with Henry twin on second leg for Kingston College.
And of course Blake, 13 CXCs,
Smart boy.
6 Cape subjects, 5 of them ones, and has to figure out how to attack this. Does he attack all the distance in a short space of time, or does he spread his effort out? He's a 148 man, bronze at champs last year in Class 1, and starts to catch up on the home stretch, first lap.
The Henry twins, though, Hubert, they're known for their relay heroics. They're not going to let it go as Blake now tries to catch up.
They've been battling since Class 3, of course. Henry boys have beaten Blake before in their earlier classes when it seemed their favorite, and it's KC in purple and white, JC in blue and white. It's the last race of the day at the 43rd Western Relays, and KC, who always come here, have the lead over JC, who hardly come here in the 4x8s. Henry leads Blake, KC leads JC, and they start to hustle past the back goalpost toward the Strathmore Gardens end, and Blake goes on the outside, tries to take Henry for Jamaica College. This is close racing. JC on the outside, KC on the inside. Yohan Blake, the captain of the JC team, tries to put his chest in front. Henry fights him off, but no, Blake just eases by. It's Yohan Blake, the JC captain, who makes the pass in front. 151.7 for Yohan Blake. JC has the lead.
Wow. Big running there for Yohan Blake. 151.7 on his leg.
Thank you so much.
Omar Davis saved championships for JC last year, fell in the medley, got back up, and kept his team in the hunt with a bronze medal performance. Former Class 3 champion, it's Jamaica College lead the medley now with KC a bit back. 4, 5, 6 meters, it's JC over KC.
Omarion Davis now starting to stretch that lead. As you said, now about 7 meters going into 8 meters as they try to catch up to Bustamante and see if they can lap that athlete. But it's still Omarion Davis and Jamaica College who continue to lead with about 8 meters ahead going into the final 400 meters now.
15 meters, 20 meters clear is Jamaica College. The last race of the day, 43rd Western Relays.
Jamaica College pulling out the big team here, and they look to have been able to put up the numbers so far.
Matthew, Damien, Hubert in Spanish Town in the 4x8. The lead, 20 meters now. JC's quality at Class 1, 8 and 15 beginning to tell. This is JC now, away from KC on the third leg. Omarion Davis, we know his heart is blue, but his courage is huge. Saw him at Champs last year, and here he begins to step on the gas. Around the top curve, into the straightaway, and JC will get to Handel Roban, World Junior Silver semi-finalist at 800. Well clear. Big finish. Big.
Yeah, you don't anticipate any problems here for Jamaica College?
I don't think so.
This sort of lead with
156.3 on the third leg for JC. And now it's Handel Roban, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, outgoing JC senior, no longer junior. He says his team, talked to him last week, says his team is ready for the Gibson 4x8. He's going to show it now.
Definitely. Gap now about 25 meters, going into 30 meters, Hubert Lawrence, as Roban goes up past Bustamante athlete there, lapping him.
So Jamaica College.
And opening up that lead with about 500 meters to go. Lead now about 30 meters. All but over now, Hubert.
On his way to Penn State University for college when his school days are over at Jamaica College. I spent a great time at JC, and here starts to step forward. Roban with a 30-meter lead with a lap to go.
Yes, and the athlete on second is actually third.
Henry Twin now trying to respond to the gap open up.
Their team is in third place at the moment.
But as I said,
That's right.
with about 300 meters to go, it's pretty much all in the bag for Jamaica College, even though Henry is putting on somewhat of a show, trying to narrow that gap down now to 15 meters.
Just before Roban 152 flat here for 800 meters. Looks, his head goes up a little bit, but it looks good. Henry in second for Kingston College, but JC in charge of 815 all season. Carry this home in the last event of the 43rd Western Relays. Is Roban for JC, 152.9, KC second, 736.05, and Haldan Roban of St. Vincent the Grenadines finishes 152.9, anchor leg for JC.
Workman performance from all the Jamaica College athletes, nothing extravagant, no 150s, no 148s, everybody putting in the work to get the work done. 7 minutes 36.76, a new record there for Jamaica College as they dance up a storm on the track there. Jamaica College just strong at 800, 1500. fantastic team. Fantastic team.
Roban told me that they were ready, the team, when I spoke to him last week here at this location. It's breezy, it's hard to run circuit races in this condition, but still a record 7:36 for Jamaica College. Roban 152.9, polished professional performance by JC.
Polished performance, record here. It has to bode well for them for later on in the year when we get to pen relays, 4x800 meters. If they keep this team together and everybody keeps on improving into the season, certainly go into pen relays as one of the favorites for the 4x800 meters.
All mark held by Kingston College, broken in front of them by a super JC team.
Definitely. At Kingston College, let's not discount them. They're a very strong team led by the Henry twins. But they just did not have the kind of quality today to challenge that Jamaica College team. You're talking about two guys running 152, 156, third leg runner, and they just had too much quality on the day. Just too much quality. Close the day out on a record.
I think so. It's a great way to finish. Because of the wind, because of the COVID protocols, we have to be very careful. We managed here today. The officials have managed to get the move moving, smooth it all the way through, finishing, I think, a little bit ahead of time, and with a record at the very end. That's a punctuation mark you won't forget.
That's a punctuation mark you won't forget. As we said with Excelsior earlier today, when you run the 400 meters, you want to make that statement at the end of the meet, and I think Jamaica College has made the statement here. The statement is Jamaica College, they are the Dandadas at the 800 meters, at the middle distances. Can't touch them. They have too much quality.
JC, no Kimario Bygrave today, so they've got more to give at 4x800 meters, and it may be that in the more sheltered confines of the National Stadium at Gibson McCook a couple of weeks from now, they could go faster.
I definitely expect them to go faster. I thought Fru for me looked a little bit shorter work. At the end of his 800 meters, he was on the infield. Looked a little bit winded, so I think he gets a little bit more work in over the next couple of weeks. He gets fitter, faster. You're going to see a faster JC team.
I think so. So great day. KC, Edwin Allen, top of the pops. JC popping for a cameo, record in the 4x800 meters. Overall, a great day to watch. Your highlights?
My highlight has got to be the girls 4x100 meters. Didn't get a record, but they looked fantastic. Fantastic team, just running easy and getting to 44.3. I think that has to be my highlight on the girls' side. On the boys' side, it has to be the record run from Jamaica College.
Edwin Allen, 8:48.5 with McLean 2:11.3. She looks sharp and nice, but Matthew, you're more sprints and hurdles. What are your highlights today?
I really appreciated the 4x4s, to be honest. I loved how they were executed. I felt like Edwin Allen had a very, very good team. I also like the men's 4x4 where we had Excelsior battling with KC. I always look forward to David Riley's 4x4s, and they did well today. Outside of that, I really like JC's record as well. They have a strong team. I expected this kind of performance, and they delivered. Coach Johnson at Jamaica College, I think, is doing a phenomenal job, and he's continuing doing what he's been doing.
Nebraska track team.
Jenny Walker,
Dr. Dick Strong,
Lindy Headley,
Ron Seal,
Pat Seal,
Keith Hanna,
Byron Lewis.
I'll give you my highlights. Love those 4x800 meters, 8:48.5, and for JC 7:36.8 to break the record. Love the 4x4s, the Excelsior Eagles 3:12.02, very impressive. And the running by the GC Foster men's 4x4 team, 3:09.5 to pip the professionals from Sprint Tech. Those for me stood out a mile on a day where it was breezy and sunny and fun all the way. If you've been tuning in all day from Montego Bay, from St. Vincent the Grenadines, because you're watching Hand and Roban a while ago, and all those others fine athletes. If you're from Spanish Town, you couldn't come here to watch online on Track Alerts. This is Matthew Tapper, Damon Nugent, and Hubert Lawrence, on behalf of the entire Track Alerts crew, wishing you a happy weekend, and we thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Stay with Track Alerts TV by clicking the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to make sure you get all our races, interviews, and exclusive content. And don't forget to like, comment, and share.
Hosting a function or event? Want it to be streamed live on Facebook, YouTube, or Zoom? iView365 can help you. We specialize in sporting events, stage shows, funerals, concerts, conferences, church services, graduations, and many more. Call or text us at 876-893-4157 or email anthonyfoss@gmail.com. That's ANTHONYFOS@gmail. Advertise on our live streaming on Track Alert's social media pages, which provides the most prominent online viewership from track and field meets in Jamaica. Your products will be seen by our large audience in Jamaica, the diaspora, and across the world. Book your spot in our live stream for a very small introductory fee. Call or text us at 876-893-4157 or email anthonyfoss@gmail.com. Trackalerts.com from start to finish.
10.29 seconds for Yohan Blake. An impressive run.
Hi, my name is Shelly-Ann Fraser, Olympic and World Champion. For your latest track and field news, log on to trackalerts.com. Trackalerts.com from start to finish.
Your products will be seen by our large audience in Jamaica, the diaspora, and across the world. Book your spot in our live stream for a very small introductory fee. Call or text us at 876-893-4157.
Jamaica, our land of good and water, has stood steadfast during this period of adversity. And as we make strides to navigate our new normal, we take the time to say thank you to those who've kept us healthy, to those who've kept us safe, to those that ensured we had access to food, and to those who kept us moving. To all our first responders, essential personnel, and healthcare workers, we say thank you for all the good that you have done and continue to do.
I am Camille,
Damien Crawford,
Tashana Forbes,
Constable Matthew Brown,
Dr. Sanita Myrie.
I am
an essential worker.